What do you call a song you cannot stop? Uninvited. What does a railway platform know? Every goodbye in the town. What's a fern's design principle? The same shape, smaller. What's the point of a receipt? Proof of a decision you regret. What's a hula hoop's one skill? Going nowhere, beautifully. Who does a bird feeder actually feed? Everyone except birds. What's an ice lolly's tragedy? The stick outlives you. What's the point of a till roll? Length as an apology. When is a bath perfect? 4 minutes before you get in. What happens to the first pancake? It is the rehearsal nobody wanted. What's the worst part of being a coin? 2 sides, no say. What is Dew's entire life? 90 minutes. What's a bike bell's real message? I am not stopping. When does a cramp arrive? Mid-stretch, as a lesson. What does a milk bottle know? Exactly when you will notice. What's the worst part of being a stool? 3 legs and everybody's confidence. What do you call tinsel in February? Denial. What's the worst part of being a knee? Everyone finds out about you at 40. Why is pollen so confident? It travels without asking. Where do hubcaps go? Somewhere on the A road. Forever. What is a toadstool? A mushroom with a marketing problem. What do you call leftovers on day 4? A gamble. What's a threshold for? Deciding. What's a freckles plan for summer? Multiply. What does a cobweb say about a room? Everything the owner won't. What's a pogo stick's philosophy? Commit or fall. What's a sunbeam for? Showing you the dust. What's the worst part of being a bus stop? 3 at once, then nothing. How does blame travel? Downhill, at speed. What does a rug hide? Whatever was easier than a dustpan. Where is an itch? Always 1 inch further. When does a bruise appear? 3 days after you forgot. Why does a traffic jam clear for no reason? Nobody ever finds the cause. What does CCTV do all day? Remember. What do you call a hat stand with 1 hat? A start. What's the worst part of being a crisp? Being outnumbered by air. What's the point of a torch? To make the dark smaller, not gone. What does a thorn protect? Something that never thanks it. When does a pen lid vanish? The moment the pen becomes important. What's a bramble's offer? Fruit, eventually, at a price. What is a catkin? Spring's first draft. What's the worst part of being a handbrake? Remembered only when forgotten. What does a wallet know? Exactly how the month went. Why is a compliment suspicious? It is never the last sentence. Why can't you trust flat pack instructions? Step 4 assumes step 3 worked. Why does nobody take the last slice? Somebody would have to be the villain. What's a spore's plan? Everywhere. Quietly. What's the difference between a plan and a hope? One of them has a date. What's a snow globe's one trick? Chaos, then settling. Forever. What's the difference between nostalgia and memory? Editing. What's a keyring's tragedy? Holding everything, opening nothing. Why should you never trust a wet paint sign? You will check. Everybody checks. What's the point of a scarecrow? To be believed for 1 season. What do you call a nightlight at noon? Off the hook. When does a puncture happen? Somewhere with no signal. What's the worst part of being the unpopped kernel? Watching everyone else become something. What does an anniversary test? Memory. Publicly. What's the worst part of being a gutter? Everything that lands on the roof becomes your problem. What's in the loft? Everything you decided was future use problem. What's Lycan's motto? 2 organisms, 1 plan. What does an eyebrow do that you don't? The talking. Why can't you trust a weather app? It has never been outside. What's the worst part of being a pickle? Being removed with a fingertip. What does a New Year resolution never admit? February. Why is a thermostat a source of conflict? Everyone is right by 1 degree. What is a tide pool? A small world on a timer. Why can't you trust a hose pipe? It kinks the moment you need it. What is a ravine? A very slow argument. What's the worst part of being a seller? Everything they don't want but won't throw away. What's a seesaw's opinion of fairness? Strong and briefly held. Why is the seat beside you the last one taken? Everybody else is hoping too. How does a geyser keep a secret? For years, then all of it. When does a blister arrive? Exactly 1 mile from home. What does a lawn want? 1 week off. What does a weekend never admit? It was over on Saturday night. What is sleep? Neither one thing nor the other, and proud. What's in the drawer? Batteries, string, and one key nobody can place. What's a trellis for? Giving something else the credit. How does a stomach rumble choose its moment? Silence. Always silence. What's the worst part of being a frisbee? Everyone throws you, nobody comes with you. Who has never heard a snore? The snorer. What's the worst part of being a playground slide? The climb is longer than the point. What's a skirting board for? The gap nobody admits to. What's the worst part of being a bulldog clip? Only called when it is serious. Why can't you trust a shopping trolley? One wheel has other plans. What does a bird bath mostly collect? Leaves. Who wins a staring contest? The one who cared least. When does the Wi-Fi fail? Mid-sentence, on the important call. What's compost's philosophy? Everything is early. What's the worst part of being a greenhouse? Everyone can see how it is going. What's a cop's favorite venue? A quiet theater. What does a self-checkout enjoy? Unexpected items. What's an elbow's one talent? Finding the door frame. What's the worst part of being silenced? Everybody fills you in. What's a scarf's opinion of autumn? Vindication. What is a draft excluder? A sausage with a purpose. What's the worst part of being sellotape? Nobody can find where you end. What do you call a dressing gown at 3 in the afternoon? Surrender. What's the worst part of being a cushion? Plumped, then immediately sat on. What does a glove never say? I am fine on my own. What's the worst part of being a price tag? Being the reason it goes back. What does a postcard always say? Wish you were here, and nothing else. What's an exhaust's contribution? Noise and regret. What's a space hopper's promise? Dignity? No. Joy? Yes. Why can't you trust a weather vane? It only tells you what already happened. What's the worst part of being a conker? Winning 11 times and then not. What's in the shed? Things too useful to bin, too broken to use. What's a sand dune's ambition? To be somewhere else by Thursday. When does a creak happen? The exact moment you are being quiet. How does a habit form? Twice, then never again by choice. Why can't you trust a tape measure? It snaps back the moment you relax. Who wins a tug of war? Whoever falls over second. What do you call a spirit level with the bubble off-center? The end of the argument. What's the point of shape? Being popular for 4 hours a year. How does a stalactite make plants? 1 drip at a time for 1,000 years. What is a loyalty card measuring? Habit, dressed as affection. What's the point of a porch? Somewhere to change your mind. What happens on the first day of new shoes? Rain. What's the worst part of being a shopping basket? Optimism at the start, regret at the till. When does an ink cartridge run out? Halfway down the page you need it. Why can't you trust a shortcut? It has never been timed. What is a favor? A loan with no paperwork. Why can't you trust an indicator? Optional, apparently. What does a garden gnome know? Everything. It has been standing there for years. What's ketchup's one flaw? Nothing. Then everything. What is a timetable? A work of fiction with a logo. How does an avalanche begin? Quietly, with something small. What's a sundial's favorite excuse? Weather. Where do hairbands go? Nowhere. There were never enough. What is a satnav's confidence based on? A map from 2009. What's the point of a snooze button? Negotiating with somebody who isn't there. What does a thaw reveal? Everything winter agreed to hide. What is a sigh? A sentence you decided against. Where does a lighter end up? In the last person's hand. What does a bookshelf say about you? Mostly your intentions. What's a swing's philosophy? Backwards is part of it. What's the worst part of being a blush? Arriving with the evidence. What's a biscuit's greatest fear? T. What is a dimple? A flaw everybody agreed to like. What's the worst part of being a windscreen wiper? The same argument twice a second. That was another 140. Every one a different thing. Nothing twice. Howmany.pro. Subscribe for episode 6.